Hi, my name is Laura, and I also go by Amethyst, or Ame for short. I am a musical performer with my company, Hakubiverse, and I mainly perform at anime conventions because I absolutely love anime, video games, and music. I had an injury back in 2007 that I took an extra step down the stairs and tore the ligaments in my ankle. After doing what the doctor recommended, I was still having pain issues and tightness, and it progressively got worse over the 10 years until I saw an ad for the ARPwave, and I was just so tired of all the different therapies, the chiropractic, etc., that weren't giving me the relief, that I was like, it's time for something new. And I really enjoyed that therapy so much that when we got into a car accident less than a year later, I came back to work on my back. And when my doctor tried to tell me I was suffering from arthritis or carpal tunnel, where I was having this pain in my wrist, I came back, and every single time the ARPwave took care of me and got me back to where I was even before I had gotten myself injured. In November, Neurosports Performance and Rehab was having their 10-year anniversary of being in business. And I was lucky enough that they sent me a message and invited me to come to their party, which I was absolutely ecstatic for. You know, even though I had not been here for several years because I hadn't had any pain issues, I wanted to come in and, congratulate them on how much they've done just because of how much I believe in their system. And ironically enough, they were having a raffle, and I entered because, why not? But I actually won the full grand prize of 20 free sessions, which was a big shock for me. Like, don't get me wrong, I was like, I was absolutely ecstatic about it, but I was like, I'm not in pain anymore. And so I was like, well, you know what? I've gained like 50 pounds during the pandemic and afterwards. And I noticed that, even once the pandemic ended and I was going back to work, the 8 hours that I used to do on stage beforehand, that wasn't, my current state. I was like, 15, 30 minutes and then I'd need a break. And I recognized that my physical fitness had severely been depleted. And a lot of that was due to a lack of my core integrity. And I really felt like, they had talked about that, in addition to the rehab portion, that they also do physical fitness and training, because that the 10 minutes that you're hooked up to the machine is like 5 to 6 hours in the gym. And I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get the training in. Let's get me back, a couple hours at least. And I am just so excited because, with the 20 sessions that we did between December and the end of March, beginning of April, I have lost over 30 pounds. And, I can feel my core muscles, and I can, I see the inches that I've lost, a full 8.5 inches. Like I went and took my befores and afters just to have that physical proof. And I'm excited not only by the visual results that I'm getting, but also that, all of this is coming in time for the summer, because while most people are looking for that beach body ready, I'm actually going to be performing internationally for the first time. So I'm just like blown away by how much the ARPwave was able to do for me, and I'm excited to get even better before that comes around. So with the Neurosports Performance and Rehab, I was able to get so many results, and I think that you can too. Whether your goal is to drop pounds or to get rid of pain, to get back to where you were, to get better than where you are. You know, all you need is a little bit of ARPwave treatment and you can get where you want to go.